Hello everybody, Forest Month is here. Today we are going to test this cold steel Rajah 2 and just for this area where I'm here. So what you see behind me, there's just few very young saplings chopped down just to compare, just maybe one, maybe two, because you see there's thousands and thousands of them, so there's no problem about that. So I will try to show you how this one performs against some other comparable blades, let's say, and then we go for my more standards. I show you here is today is 29th of November 25, so I'll show you here there was harvesting here about a month ago, so you might see the area here, and then we go for the test. So here we are. See, there's really thousands and thousands very young saplings, and of course this is the harvesting area. Over there you might see my backpack mystery ranch. Which one is that? I forget. Blitz 30, which is my newest for these, let's say, day backpacks or hiking, something like that, when I expect to have more things with me. And our creek here, so see the area how it was, this like small valley around this was harvested, so I got plenty of pieces of wood to use. So let's start it. I don't wanna waste that much time with to chop these young saplings, but for this test I got as a one folder only competitor for the Rajah, this one Voyager drop point, excellent knife, excellent folder, very close for to the price. I actually didn't show you this one when I did a home video at home. Same materials, I guess. So see, this the Rajah is somehow longer and of course heavier, but AUS 10-8 steel. This Grivex, I think they call it, I forget that, triadlock. So simply these could be somehow comparable and in price generally, and that because both of them are folders, and this is XL version, so this Rajah should be somehow XXL. So let's find out. So see that. Three, 4, 5. So you can definitely do it. This is about 0.8 of an inch thick, so you can do it, you can use it. I really say this is great. This is great option, if not this one, of course, because there is the cookery shape that's different, but as a folder, and that it's very comparable, I think, with the thickness, because there is the full thickness about, I don't know, 8 millimeters of the spine, 3.8 millimeters of thickness on the spine. So these are very comparable, I guess, for this. Yeah, there was a fourth, so now I try the Rajah. Of course, this one will be a bit harder, thanks to that there is no the springing. Wow. Sorry guys, I found a nice place for the camera, but I need to show you this one. Sorry, see how deep it went, almost 80% of that for one chop. So this is it, yeah. That was 5. That one was 5 strikes. This one 5 strikes. This is just 1 or maybe 2. But as a comparing for this one, something more, let's say, standard and logical. First, I got the cookery of mine here, which is comparable in size. And because it is cookery, but it's not a cold steel cookery, which is, sorry, there's the road down there, and they are busy today, I guess. Normally there will be forest here before the harvesting, so I couldn't see it, but now, yeah. So the cookery simply, but of course thicker. So this one is definitely much better splitter. Yeah, this one, I have to say, if you add some angle to it, again, something I don't want to, but as you might see, this one pretty deep, not as that Rajah, thanks to the grind. There is the end, and this one, so pretty nice, I would say. And the very last one, which I will choose, of course, over all of these, for path clearing and to be more like standard and for much better result for path clearing and to be compact, which is this my modified tops 0.170 machete. This is great, my best. Different angle. I have to put a different angle there. Yeah. For 2 strikes. So this will be my my choice number 1. If I know, okay, there will be some areas like this one, and sometimes I need to make a path through it. So out of all of these, even the Rajah, I would pick this one. This is of course longer, slightly heavier, so all advantages. Thinner, yeah, there is the full flat grind, which helps with the binding. But there is and even this is the edge goes forward, so it helps. It's somehow like the recurve does, but there is the recurve, of course, so it helps with the angle or inside the angle. But this is definitely the best choice out of these. But one thing I mentioned, as I said, I've got a backpack down there, and of course I broke all of these there. These are longer. Simply I've got sheath, which adds another 100 grams definitely, so 4 ounces and more. Or my Rajah is simply in my pocket, or I can have it in my pack, in my in the pocket, like, I mean, not inside of the pocket, but of course use the clip. Only one thing important which I found today is, you know, we've got a clip, and if I use it, if I put it into my standard pocket, see, of course these trousers are not standard pilgrim trousers. There is a zipper here, so now see, I'm covering not only the zipper with the clip, but even this pocket is not exactly free. Okay, it's not that bad, but this is definitely out, so I can't use it here freely. Only I have to manage it to do this one, put something there, lock it, close it, and secure it. So that's somehow disadvantage of this pocket clip. But with these standard trousers, where there will be no zippers pockets, because these are added, not so many cargo pants have these like two layers of openings. So not many. I think the Fjällrävens and these pilgrims, because standard helicons, which I use normally, they don't have it. Okay, let's go to do some more standard testing. Let's go for testing. Rajah 2. The limbing, I found this sapling. There's plenty of them in this area now, so I'm glad I don't need to chop down anyone. Even as I said, there's thousands of them here. So how this one can delimb? Wow. Well, this one really slices through. This is not even chopping, or the feeling is not like chopping. It feels like when I slice, more slicing than chopping. Wow, guys! So this is really. I have to get the angle, and I'm absolutely okay. Just last comparing, just because this is, yeah, that one slice is better, that one, but thanks to the when I chop, it moves everything, so I can be worried about chipping, because from this weird angle when I chop and it moves, everything moves. But it's all right. I don't have to be worried with this one, of course, thanks to the grind and spring steel it's made from, and of course this cold steel, sorry, tops. I guess this one will be, yeah, this one will be the best choice, but heavier, include the sheet, much heavier, so it will be harder to bring it. I mean, harder, of course, in the, if I'm thinking about, you know, about the weight and size what I carry. Well, very nice performing. So enough of these, because this is not about these two. These two were performed before, and I guess these are excellent tools. But let's go for, even I don't want to work with the Voyager now. Okay, I've got plenty of fresh stuff here. Let's make a tip, because this is the right size for 10th peg or something like that. Yeah. This is relatively fresh stuff. It's dried, a bit dried out of that, because it's winter closing, so there were no leaves on it. But we might see how this one slices. Absolutely. Just for this part, because this might be interesting to someone. The Voyager. You might hear cows, or maybe something else. Yeah, this one bites in. This is much better slicer, guys. That one is tougher thanks to that grind. If I vote for toughness behind the edge, I go for this one, because there is no full flat with the same thickness, almost the same thickness. This is tougher ending here simply than here, but this one slices like hell. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay, I got a saw with me always, but what about this one? Because it is fresh stuff, definitely I don't want to try to break it up, because that will be not that easy. But this is about 1 inch in thickness, fresh stuff. That will be hard, definitely hard to break it, and I'm absolutely fine with it. This is great. What about some? I found another one. There's lots of these. Yeah. to have a to make moment. I needed to buy some to find some batoning stick around here, so let's go. There's a stone on it which will be not nice. To do little of carving. It bites in, guys, really nice. The tree stump is really huge, so let's find out. This is one from the sharpest knife from the manufacturer I ever had. This one shaves like hell. A little bit sad is I like the Tor. I got Tor Darter here with me as an EDC fixed blade, but even if that came sharp, it was far away to be sharp like this one for triple price. So CPM M4, yeah, okay, I got it, but this is different level of sharpness than the one. What do you say, guys? Easy, absolutely. I'll try to do it in just like the V. Do it by hand only. The problem with these recurves and generally curvatures is hard to do any straight spot here, because you have to play really with the high spot here to remove just tiny round spots you find there, but it's all right. That's why I combine all my knives. I mean, I've got few knives with different purposes with me, and that's absolutely. So this one, excellent, guys. For the money, somebody could say, yeah, this is this is expensive. As I said, yeah, this is absolutely personal thing, but you know, for me, it's for reasonable price. And I call it cheap because my experience with prices in my country is really different. So what you might call expensive, and I absolutely got it, here it will be much more expensive than there. So I have to find something for some splitting. So sorry again. This is oak. Nice oak. So about 1.5 inch here and about 2 inches here, and that will be stuff when even with the folder I will use it here. I won't use it that much. Then for this thickness, probably not really much more, because of course like let's say Joe X, of course he tested the knives much more extensively, and I like to test my knives in the way I expect to use them. So he does perfect job for if you want to see limits. I use the knives even extensively, like this one. I shouldn't baton, shouldn't chop with folder like this one on the hard surface, but that's I might need it for sometimes, but I definitely don't need to use those knives that hard that I'm really on position that I won't break it, because of course if my life will depend on the knife, that to break it is the least I want to do, of course. So for this one, absolutely easy. That was I would say too easy. So I'm looking for something else, but Yeah, there are two big things. Okay, I'll try this one now. This is kind of okay. How, there is the core is harder. Oak again. Yeah, the core was all right, but the rest, the round was crap. Yeah, it's wet. So again, oak, but see, kind of crappy wood. So what we did, last thing, what I normally do is fire scraping with that, but this one, sorry guys, the blade is rounded. I mean the blade from the side is rounded, but this one could be okay if I find the steel which was here. Yes, because I've got an idea not to use the this side, the dull side of blade, because you see there's no result, but this opener, or how to say that, yeah, because the jimping on it, we can use it. Yeah, so someone removes it. If I don't remove it, I can use it for fire scraping, guys. There is no another, maybe this one. I was thinking about this, but no. So guys, what do you think? What do you think about this guy? I guess this is great tool for such amount of money. For that, this is absolutely something I really enjoy. Yeah, wow guys, it bites like hell, seriously. It's pleasure to work with it, because I was unbelievable, excellent. So the roll, sometimes we go the roll, or the traditional roll is to have a fixed blade and small blade. Today, as I said, I got my EDC Dart T, like Tanto. So I got a fixed blade. I got this one. This is a weird setup for, let's see, older days. Why? I stay here because I use this stamp, and I'm 1 meter under the camera now. So this is weird setup for old days. Why? Because in old days they got some smaller, maybe even pocket knife, I mean folder, and some heavy big blade, bowie or something like that. But today, if I know that if I go for camp, I won't most probably I won't start the fire, because we can't, as I said a couple of times, we can't here, only if in the particular situation which simply we need to for the life saving or whatever. So I don't need to carry the big choppers, because I don't expect to chop down trees and, you know, hard work. But in the case if I really need to, let's say, split something like that, and I want to have safe folder, I got a fixed blade CPM N4, so it's tough steel. I got what I do like, the sawback here, different than the Topsis sawbacks. This is different way, so I can really use it. Just few strikes, as you might see. So it really works for that notching and those things I need to destroy fibers, for example. So, and what I've said about when I did the carving with the curvature, I got a straight line. So I got something, if I want to do precise cuts, even like this or like this, then I got curved, I got belly for stuff like this. Let's say, of course, I got a chopper. If I said I go somewhere, I meet the area where I might need to go through with, and then chop some stuff there, and that could help. Of course, to have the machete will be better choice probably, but in matter of fact, where I have to pack everything there, I mean, for the size and weight, this is much better choice. And even what is the different thing, you know, you meet lots of people there, and if you hang some machete and long blade, generally, that is why I don't have usually long knife like I used to have on my belts, because when you meet people in forest and they look, oh, you got a big knife there, so it's kind of weird in our country at these days. But with this one in pocket, you got generally very comparable size, let's say like the kukri, but in the pocket, and many people won't see it. Maybe if that will be covered by this one, no one will see it. And of course, I save some weight. So that's some kind of sacrifice of toughness of the big heavy choppers, let's say, which I do really like. But to be honest, when I'm, let's say, on hike, I don't need them. I don't need them. I simply don't need them, which is shame. But that was my, you know, custom. Let's say I said, okay, I need to have big fixed blade, or bigger one, and then some folder. Today, this one could be the option for the, let's say, this. If I want to be more conventional, and I still expect to do some harder work with the wood, I can have this one for this springy stuff. But I brought it here to show you. You might forget this one, and Trek Bravo 13, I guess, CPM 40C 440. Yeah, excellent knife, about 5 inches, sub 5 inches blade, thick, quarter of an inch. So with this combo, I can do much more things. Of course, this is heavier than that darter and etc. But this one has hollow grind, so it's really, even for the thickness, it's all right for slicing, as you might see here. It's a kind of standard blade, and because of the thickness, I can split piece like this one, and even thicker. Let's say that one, 3 inches definitely. So I can work harder and still be somehow compact. So this is the way how I think about this one. This is the system how I work. So to have these 3 tools is absolutely fine, because I got a chopper, somehow chopper, I got a splitter, piercer, something like this, something like that one, because it's excellent. I can have it on my belt because it's not that big, of course, and I'm alright with it. I still smell like from the, you know, sometimes when you scrape the material, or what is it, like you know, fire. I was thinking that that's something, some those sparks are burning somewhere here. I smell fire, or actually, of course, that yeah, it's in the air. So that's confused me. Sorry about that, guys. But sometimes, you know, sometimes we are there is a village over there, and couple of buildings over there, just 2 3 of them. So maybe somebody started a fire in chimneys, or sorry, how say that, stoves or something like that, and that's the smell. So back to the knife, back to the cold steel Rajah. For me, excellent choice for the money. Don't overdo it, of course. It's folder steel, and AUS 810A isn't the best steel, as I found on Voyager clip point. I broke the tip because it was very fine, so I will be a little bit worried about that. So be careful about that, especially for hard stuff, really dried wood, knots in that. But otherwise, this one is all right. By the way, how this one holds. After this one, there is a minor play there, I guess, because the pivot is slightly loose. I haven't changed anything. This is how it came from the manufacturer. So this one is that. So I might tighten it, but very little. I guess just you know, I don't know, 1/8 of the full turn, something like that. Just very minor. But but there is a somehow playing somehow about centering. No, seems to me same like before. So after the chopping and that, seems to me like in my room. Thank you very much, guys. Oh, I found to open it like that, for example. Another way. Thank you very much. Have a great time. Bye.